Hello and welcome to my channel. Adrienne here. I make makeup related videos. I love any type of beauty related content. I'm a licensed esthetician and also a bridal makeup artist, so occasionally you'll see vlogs related to that content. But today I'm coming to you with my Black Friday hauls. I ordered from a couple different brands. I did make an order to BH Cosmetics right after the Black Friday sales. It was on the 1st of December because I wanted to get that last Birthstone palette. And if you guys haven't been watching, I've been in the middle of recording all 12 of the BH Cosmetic Birthstone palettes. So I don't have all of them done yet. I think I've got 4 as of now, so you'll definitely want to check those out on my channel. If you're not already subscribed, you'll want to make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of those videos coming up on those palettes, because I don't think that they're going to carry them for the rest of the year. I think it's just going to be their 12-month series, and once they're done with it, they are going to be pretty much gone. So I would hate for you to miss out on any of those palettes if you think there's something you want but you're still on the fence. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first things that I ordered from that Black Friday sale, and it was from ColourPop. I went ahead and ordered, surprisingly, the Poppy palette. Isn't that packaging beautiful? If any of you guys are current subscribers of mine that have been here for a while, you might be shocked that I ordered this Poppy palette, and this is what the actual packaging looks like. I think it's probably pretty much just like the box, but this is a warm tone. Oh, the inside packaging of ColourPop palettes never disappoint. I hope, let me take this plastic off so there's no glare. That's what it looks like on the inside, and it's so pretty, and this is the colors in the palette. I'm laughing because I don't typically like warm tone shades like this, like the brownish orange. I don't mind pure orange shades, and I like to create a warm orange look when I want a warm orange look, but you hear me complain or say in a lot of videos that I make with palettes that I don't like to pick up a brown shade like this and think it's going to be like a neutral brown and have it turn my whole eye look into a warm tone look. I only want a warm tone look when I'm doing it on purpose, not by accident, and I don't consider like warm tone brown shadows. To me, it's not a neutral, and I say that because of having a hooded eye. Where you put those shades, typically in the crease, my crease is so hooded that it dominates the whole look. You see more of the crease and the eyelid here, not eyelid, but the skin from the hooded eye than you do my actual eyelid. So unless I'm doing it intentionally, I never want them. And I really do like all matte looks. I'm really excited about having this palette and doing it with the Dramatic Wing Liner. It's when I like the matte looks the most. So I intentionally wanted to hop into this because I thought the shades were really beautiful in this palette. And like I said, when I want an orange look, I like to have a good palette that gives me that look without having like the mystery brown shade. So that's how I ended up with that Poppy palette. And I think ColourPop was having a 30% off sale when I bought this palette, so that was very helpful. And the next palette I got is another one of the 9 pan palettes, and it's the Orchid Junot. The packaging is gorgeous, just like all the palettes. I wish they would have done this in the cardboard packaging. I like the cardboard a lot better than the plastic. I'm always scared that I'm going to drop it and crack the packaging. And it's got a mirror in it, so I'm going to leave this here so that you're not seeing the reflection, but these shades are beautiful. And I've heard from some other YouTubers that these shades in here compared to the shades in the, what is it, She's in Parties by Melt Cosmetics, and I really did want that palette, but I made so many purchases over the Black Friday sales. If you saw my video last week on my Pat McGrath haul, you'll see that I just completed my Mothership collection, so I needed to slow down just a little bit with the purchases. And ColourPop was a little more budget friendly than Melt Cosmetics, so that's why I went ahead and picked up that Orchid Junot. And this palette, the Limoncello palette, this is a 12 pan palette, and I've been eyeballing this for a while. The packaging is so pretty, and looking at this packaging, sometimes packaging just gives me a vibe of sunny, happy, warm vibes, and this is what this palette does for me. It's so pretty, and I've been eyeballing it ever since they released it. And let me cover up the mirror part, but look at that pretty flower on the mirror. Not flower, but, well, maybe it's a flower. Yep, flower and a lemon in it. It's so gorgeous. And I'll turn it over this way so that you can see the actual shades in the palette. This has been out for a while, and I've been going back and forth with the ColourPop sales as to if I wanted to pick this up. When I look at brown neutrals, this shade here, that looks like a pure brown neutral. That looks like a pure brown neutral. Obviously, that one looks like a little warm tone. It's got orange hues in it. And these look like they're mustard, like a yellowy brown. And this yellow shade here, I really like a lot. And this one, obviously, is very yellow tone. So I really like that combination of yellow and brown together, and the lemon lime type shades that they have in here, because this one looks a little bit lime here, that yellow shade. So I'm excited to have this and play with it. I think it's going to be something that I like for a day-to-day look, not just for recording videos. And also I picked up the Smoke and Roses palette. This is one of their big 30 pan palettes. I should already have a video posted, and I'll just leave a link to it up here and also down in the description box of my first look with this palette. I went over this palette as I was talking about, you know, some diagnosis that I received from a doctor's appointment a little while ago. So make sure you check that video out because it does pertain to how I run my channel. But this is what those shades look like, and if they look a little used, that's because they are. Like I said, I have completed one look with this palette, and there's a lot to do with this palette. Basically, I wanted this palette. I thought that the pictures of it looked like I could create a lot of the Natasha Denona retro looks with this palette. Not exactly like it, but I liked all the shimmer shades that were in here. Not shimmers, but metallics. I thought that they would go good for some of my bridal clients and my professional makeup clients. I wanted it to go with some of the Stone Cold Fox shadow shades. I thought that would create some good variety since I have that palette in my bridal kit. Also, I wanted this palette because I think this shade here is the only shade that looks like it's a little peachy. It's got a little warm tone to it, but it's more pink than peach. I don't like it a lot of times when I want stuff to look more pinky mauvey and you pick up a shade and it ends up turning a look warm tone. I really don't like that when I'm doing looks on somebody else, like if I have a vision or they ask for a specific makeup look. So that's what I thought that palette would be good for. The next brand I purchased from is beautybay. I might have picked these up maybe a week before the Black Friday sale. Everybody's getting so early trying to get all the coin they can from everybody with when they start their Black Friday sales. But I knew I wanted these palettes, and the first one was this Wilderness palette. They were out of it for a while and restocked it, and I still wasn't going to get it for a while. I kind of drug my feet on it as to whether or not I was going to get it, and they are not kidding. This box is so thick. Look at how they've got everything packed in here. They wanted to make sure that nothing broke, and I really appreciate that. And the Wilderness palette has been out for a few months now. This is what the outer packaging looks like in case you've never seen it. This palette has a huge mirror in it, the size, pretty much the size of all the pans of shadow. This is what this palette looks like. If you know me, you know I love warm, grungy tones. Grungy greens are my favorite. And then I like the blues and the mint shades in here. And I feel like you can fuse a lot of that together. And these reds and berry tones down here where it looks like you can go a little warmer if you want to. This looks like a beautiful palette to me. And it's, first I was just gonna let it pass by, but then I wanted to try beautybay's quality out because I don't think, nope, I don't have any palettes from them, so I wanted to see what their quality was like. So I went ahead and got that while it was on sale. And the next palette that I got from them, I knew that I had to have this palette as soon as I saw, and it is the Opulence palette. It's their this year, I guess, Christmas palette. I didn't get the one from last year. But this is what the Opulence, no, it's not Opulence palette. It is the Age of Opulence. And this is what the outer packaging looks like. This looks so trendy to me and so cool, like the ball dropping for New Year's. I like this outer packaging and the city skyline. All of this just makes me think of upbeat party, social life type stuff that I don't have anymore. And I definitely won't be going out for New Year's Eve. I don't do that anymore. And even if I could, with everything that's going on, I definitely wouldn't be hitting the club scene. So I guess I'll sit here and stare at my palette on New Year's Eve. I don't know. Maybe I'll come on and do a live with you guys. That sounds like a lot of fun to me, being on live and creating some looks like right before, and maybe just sitting here with you guys while the ball drops. But this is what those shades look like in the palette, and it is so beautiful. I am really hoping to like this formula, the formula. I've heard some mixed reviews about the formula. Some people really like it and some people don't think it's so great. But the color story, as soon as I saw this palette, the color story is beautiful and the shades are so rich, deep, and dark and dramatic. So I cannot wait to create dramatic looks with that. And the whole dramatic thing with this palette fits the whole party vibe of it. And I like that it's got neutrals in here, the neutral browns, and they are pure true neutrals. They're not really cool or warm tone. They're just straight up neutral. This one looks like it could be a little beigey, a little slightly warm, but that's a shade that I would probably use for a brow bone color, or if I was going to do an all matte look, I would use it for my lightest shade on the lid. I didn't even notice when I picked up the palette that it would be one that I would consider for an all matte look. So that really excites me about the palette. And while I'm talking about palettes, I'm going to hop back to this ColourPop palette because I just saw either today or yesterday that they restocked Raw Beauty Christie's collab with ColourPop, the @4 site. If you didn't get it and you wanted that palette last year, I don't ever think that I've gotten in this palette, and if I did, I think maybe I did swatch a few colors, but I've never created a look with this palette. Let me know down in the comment section if this is even something that you want to see looks of, or if it's something that's just too old, you know, you're not interested at all. Let me know that too, so I don't consider making a video on it. I like this one, obviously, because it's super grungy also, and this bottom row of shades looks so beautiful to me. It is one of the grungiest palettes of last year. I can't believe that I haven't touched it. Actually, I can believe I haven't touched it. I was not really wearing makeup last year at all and pretty much stuck at home. So I bought a lot of stuff. It didn't stop me from shopping. I just never used anything. So I have a lot of brand new ColourPop palettes that I've never swatched or touched. So I think for a while, this is probably going to be my last haul because I really need to slow my roll and dive into some of these palettes. And even if there are more Christmas sales or after Christmas sales, I think I'm going to just stay away from some of the stuff until I dig into some of the palettes. I may buy face products. I'm really wanting to try some more foundations and different setting powders and things like that. And I don't know why, because I have a lot of foundations. I even have some that I haven't tried yet. So really, I need to shop my stash and make a series out of that to just make a conscious effort to shop my stash, because I bought quite a bit of stuff last year. Not as much as I typically do, because I did for a good 7 months or so, just make it so that I wasn't really picking up any more products because I knew that I wasn't using them and didn't feel well enough to dig into them. So I did stop purchasing. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to support the channel. I'll see you guys soon.